All right. Good morning, friends. Saturday, July 20th. Team call this morning. I told Amanda to cut me off at 9 to keep it short. So at 9:05, so I don't talk for 17 hours like I tend to do. Real quick today, we just had Summit last weekend. There is a lot of stuff in the Team Beachbody Coach 411 page, Beachbody Champions page, lots of recaps. Sarah just posted a little document in our team page the other day that has all of the links and things that came out of Summit, the collagen, the new workouts, a whole bunch of announcements and stuff. So get familiar with that stuff here in the next, week or two, just to kind of give yourself a little rundown on what's up and coming. Obviously the collagen is out now. So that is something that you can use, order, talk about, share in your accountability groups. And if that's something that, and or share publicly or in your stories as well. And then some of the new workout programs aren't coming until later this year. Pumpkin Spice Shakeology comes in September. Peppermint Mocha Shakeology comes in November, I think, November 1st. So there's a lot of stuff on the radar for the rest of this year. If you're new-ish to Beachbody, to coaching, all of that stuff, Beachbody Corporate is really good about setting us up for success throughout the year with new program launches, with new product launches. Oh, we're launching a new vegan beach bar as well. So there's a lot of stuff coming that will really help us build and boost volume, income, commissions, interest, all of that stuff. So we, several years ago started with a pretty basic, we had a good fitness library. Everything was on DVD. So if you wanted to do more than one workout, you had to purchase DVDs. And I think I spent most of my income that first year as a coach buying DVD program after DVD program after DVD program before BOD launch. So having that digital catalog is really, really an amazing tool now. And, we started kind of with Shakeology. We used to have a really, really crappy protein. They've since enhanced and made the performance line, which is excellent. And I've personally found that younger people are less likely to drink Shakeology every day and more likely to use protein and pre-workout. And there's nothing wrong with if someone says, no, I'm not interested in using Shakeology, but I really need a good pre-workout or a really good post-workout. There's nothing wrong with having them purchase a challenge pack that has protein and pre-workout instead. Product education is key. If you're not familiar, you can dive into the Beachbody back office training stuff on performance line. You can Google Beachbody performance line. You can go to my website, and I've written an article about the Beachbody performance line as well. And it's just a really good, wholesome, no artificial ingredients, no artificial crap stuff that, that is beneficial for anyone who is doing a program that includes weightlifting. I would also, if you have somebody that's enrolling with protein and pre-workout, just let them know they don't have to drink their protein shake every day, to only do it during after weighted workouts. Because not only are they going to get more bang for their buck, but maybe I would encourage them, if they're not doing Shakeology, to purchase a Shakeology sampler with their order, so that way they can try a week of Shakeology and see how they like it, especially if they are thinking about being a shake person every day. Protein every day is great if you're lifting weights every day, but it's not necessary every day if you're lifting weights, if you're not lifting weights every day. Cardio days, protein's not necessary. So anyway, lots of stuff in the pipeline coming up. A real quick Summit recap. Amanda, if you're ready, I'm going to turn it over to you for just a couple minutes to talk about kind of your experience being at Summit for your first time and all of that.
Yeah, so Summit is everything that it's hyped up to be. So I've been a coach since May of, 2018. And so Summit I could have gone to last year and I didn't And instead I sat at home and I watched everybody's stories on Instagrams and I watched everyone's posts, and I missed out because I didn't have the guts to go. So this year, I'll be honest, I sat there and I waited and I did the same thing, and I didn't buy my summit ticket until like 3 weeks before summit because I had a lot of shit going on. Oh, maybe I'm not supposed to cuss on Ashley's calls. Sorry. Okay. So had a lot of stuff going on. And I'm like, no, I'm going to do this. I am going to see what it's about, because last year I sat there and I watched. And when I watched everyone. I watched everyone from Ashley to Deidre to Melanie to every coach in the entire company. And I missed out. This year wasn't going to happen. So I showed up. I went and I actually stayed with 3 other of our teammates. One I had met once, and the other 2 I'd never met a day in my life. And I wasn't even sure that one of them I had ever even talked to on a call like this. So talk about anxiety. If you have been there and you're thinking, holy cow, I don't think that I can do this, I was there. So drove the 7 hours to Indy, and from there, it was just insane. You walked in to this convention center, and as soon as you even hit the town, there's signs everywhere. There's billboards saying welcome coaches. If you fly in, like Beachbody puts like banners and like floor stickers on the airport of whatever city is holding it. So you get this feeling of community and this feeling of welcomeness as soon as you hit whatever city you're in, whether you're driving, flying. I really don't know if you take a bus, you might get the same experience. I'm not sure, but you walk in and it's just this energy. You've got a Shakeology bar. You've got the core where, holy cow, you guys, like I had bought some apparel online, but when you go to Summit, like all the stuff is there. You can try it on. You can look at new products. It is amazing. So we would go out to events, like the Dream Team put on an event that you could go to and you could mingle. And I had actually talked to a person before that I had met on one of our trainings, and I'd never met her in person, but you know, we kind of just talked back and forth. And we saw each other, didn't say a word, not one word spoke, and we just went and hugged each other. So it's like this community that you're a part of online that you actually get to experience once you're there in person. And I don't know how to describe it other than life-changing. Like I had like my coaches ask me like, what is it like? And I'm like, the only word I can think of is life-changing. Like it has been such a complete like 180 for my business. I realized, I mean, Ashley always tells us like there's so many things that this business can do for you and your family, but yeah, I listened, and yeah, she always encouraged me to push more, but seeing the other coaches and seeing them story all the time, like you're walking down the hallway and everybody has their phones out, just telling the world of what is going on, and sitting in the sessions and hearing other coaches' success stories and collaborating with them and seeing what they're doing that's successful and how like their clients are reaching these goals that they put out that they're not giving up on, and they're not giving up on their clients, and we shouldn't either. And we shouldn't give up on the people that aren't our clients yet either, because they don't know what we have unless we offer it to them. So another really great thing is opening ceremonies and closing ceremonies, and every day, all 20,000 of us met in, what is it called? Lucas Oil Stadium. And the energy within that place is insane. Like you are like going to find a spot and everyone around you is super excited. And we heard stories of like one couple who had lost over 450 pounds combined. And we got to listen to them and their story from them on stage. We got to celebrate with the top coaches. You got to see like all of the achievements. So like if you hit 1-star diamond and above and you're recognized, the company legit recognizes you. Like you walk across the stage and every person is recognized. No one is left out. The trainings were incredible. You get to hear from like corporate all the new products that are being launched and the new programs, and they had the new trainer there, and I don't know, the energy, like you don't even need sleep. Like they might as well just cut sleep out of the schedule because you're so hyped up from everything going on that it's life-changing. There, I said it. I don't even know. I went home on a high, immediately grabbed a notebook, and I just started writing down everything so I wouldn't forget it, because I didn't want to miss anything. I didn't want the experience to end. If I could go to Summit once a month, count me in, because you guys, it's insane. Like you see people there, and I come from a very corporate world. I work in this is our organization, your family's not included, we don't care about your feelings, and Beachbody is not like that. Like the people that were being recognized, they took their kids on stage. Like there was moms holding their babies that were sleeping as they're walking and standing on stage with all of the things going on. And that's just what it's about. Like top coaches that were recognized, their kids ran up on stage with them. Like Deidre had her kids with her. I know Ashley's taken her kids with her on things. And it's just a whole new world that before I was here, I didn't realize that companies actually cared about not just you, but your families. So I challenge you, if you haven't bought your summit ticket yet, do it. You're not going to regret it. We're all going to New Orleans next year. We're going to show up. We're going to have one big ass team there. We're going to eat dinners. We're going to work out at 5 a.m. We're going to drink the Energize. We're going to go to the Shakeology bar. We're going to try the new products, and we're going to have one hell of a time, because I'm telling you, I should have gone the first year, but I did this year, and I'm never not going to a summit unless there's something like going on outside of my like resources. I will be at every summit from now until I die. So I just want to say thank you, Ashley, because if you wouldn't have like asked me to ever join this, I never would have known that this was possible. I wouldn't have known that this was a community that doesn't really just care if you lose weight, but they actually care about you. And it's not just our community, but the whole company is like that. So hi, baby. Yes, I see you. So peekaboo. All right, I don't know. I could keep going, but I don't want to take up too much time because we're all on a time crunch, right? We're busy.
I think that's exactly, like, I couldn't have said it better. I felt that way my first summit. Like, I was like totally intimidated by going with, like, I brought my husband and I'm like, I'm going to go meet these strangers on the internet. And it was just way out of my comfort zone. Like, it just wasn't anything that I had ever done. And like, yeah, I used to be a bartender, and yeah, I've worked in, you know, where I had to get out of my comfort zone a lot. But I also drink, and that seemed like it made it easier.
I mean, if we're being honest, I legit was crying in my car because I have anxiety, if you guys didn't know. And my husband was like, get the F out of our driveway and go to Ashley's house, because I actually stayed with Ashley because she was halfway and I left, and it was like 6 o'clock when I left my house here. And so she actually invited me to, you know, come crash on my couch and then we can go up. But you guys, like, my husband literally was going to, like, I don't know, kill me if I didn't leave the driveway, because he was like, just go. Like, it's going to be something you're not going to regret. And everyone was right. I just do it. Get over your anxiety, get over your fears, and go.
Yeah. It was, my first summit was amazing. And it was it was like a slingshot for like my vision and my goals for my business. And I was like, cool, like to see people walk the stage, to sit in the front, because I sat in the front row with Deidre that year and watched like the closing ceremony, and like Melanie get, you know, rewarded for being top coach, and like to be able to experience all of that stuff like right in front of my face. It was like, wow, like this is, you know, and you'd really just find a community. And for me, it helped me figure out who I really wanted to be. And it seems really ridiculous, like at, you know, 30, 31, to kind of start to figure out what I want to do with my life. And this was it. Like, I was like, if I can make this a thing, if I can make this a full-time income, if I can, you know, build a legacy for my family and, you know, all kinds of additional things, that's what I'm going to do. And I haven't missed a summit since, and I'll be in New Orleans next year. But I think, you know, for me, some big takeaways were I love the community, I love the workout, I love all of that. But the speakers hold such power and hold such like just the ability to like make you feel like just right where you need to be. And
yes, the speakers, I didn't even touch on that, but the speakers,
yeah,
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I was excited for Rachel Hollis and she did really good, but Beachbody brought a speaker I'd never heard of, and that woman, holy cow, like that was where my fire came from. I mean, Rachel Hollis, yes, you're good, I've read all your books and I listened to your Rise Up, but Beachbody does their research when they are finding someone that speaks to the company. So I'll give them props.
Jade Simmons, if you don't follow her, go follow her. Jade Simmons official. She played the piano, and she Wrapped, and she did all kinds of amazing stuff, but she talked about reinventing yourself and, you know, the ability to transform other people from the inside out, and to be a transformation architect and help people design their own transformations and help people believe in themselves. And she, you know, she said, you know, our theme was "You belong here," and she's like, but where is here really? Like, what is here? And she's like, here goes with you when you go home. And, you know, you need to constantly have that mindset that what you're doing is amazing and impactful, and that you really do belong here. And you have the ability to help other people change their lives. And I think that's what's so cool about this company, is that we're not just selling a product. We're not just collecting a paycheck, that we are, you know, like that couple that lost over 400 pounds together. Their lives have completely changed. And the husband, you know, they took a picture for the local newspaper because the local newspaper was so inspired by their story. And the husband said, that picture, that was the first time that I've ever been able to wrap my arms all the way around my wife since we've been married. And just that was like, you know, had nobody believed in them, had nobody given them the opportunity, had nobody said, you know, you can do this, let's stick with it and do it together, you know, who knows where they would be right now. And Jade Simmons, you know, she said a lot of really awesome stuff. And I hope that somewhere that's recorded and we can share that with the team. I don't know that they usually ever record the keynote speakers to be shared, but she said, you know, embrace your ring to do this, believe that you're never finished, you know, that just keep going, and bring every part of yourself to every single table, every single time. You're not going to attract people if you're only behaving like half of yourself. Your gifts and your talents are extremely unique. And then, you know, she said, like, cause she's like, I look very different than any other classical concert pianist that goes and plays a concert. You know, she's African-American. She has a giant blonde mohawk. She wears giant sparkly boots. Like, she's a fashionista. She loves Missy Elliott. She wants to rap. Like, she plays the piano and then she creates her own beats and then she raps along with it while she's playing, like, you know, Mozart, and just amazing. And she said, you know, I could go play concerts where I just sat and played music and people would applaud and then I would leave. Or she's like, I can do my thing. And she's like, I found my people. The seats will fill up with the people who needed to receive the gifts I have to give, followed by the people who need to see something in you. And just some amazing stuff that came from her.
I think what stuck out to me, though, like in her whole thing, was, and I don't know if you remember this, but she was like, I lied on my application to this music festival. She was like, she wrote in there that she can rap and she can play the piano and she can do this. And she's like, I didn't do it, but I needed them to choose me. And she's like, then I taught myself to do it because I had to do it. And then she was awarded like the MVP or whatever of that event. So
she talked about setting a deadline to evolve and like to reinvent yourself and to do something bold. And she said, like, she wanted to play this music festival in Austin, which is like one of the biggest music festivals ever. And so she, on her application, she said that she would play the piano. She would play classical piano. She would create her own beats and she would rap. And she put it on the application and they chose her. And she's like, I was so excited that they chose me. I've never done any of those things before in my life. So she's like, I had to reinvent myself and I had to do it by this date. And she, like Amanda said, she was voted like one of the best performances at that music festival. And I think, you know, that's kind of what we need to do as coaches. Like, we can sit back and we can like wait for things to happen to us, or we can set a deadline and say, you know what, by such and such date, I'm going to do this. And by the end of the month, I'm going to do this. And if we don't give ourselves those goals and we don't set those deadlines, then we continue to just ho-hum, like do the things without really ever challenging ourselves to level up. So this year, you know, the You Belong Here theme for Summit was incredible. It was amazing. It was so community oriented that I felt like this has been one of the best summits yet. Rachel Hollis was great. I loved Rachel Hollis. She said a lot of really good, fiery things talking about, you know, I mean, you know how Rachel Hollis is. Girl, stop apologizing. Girl, wash your face. Like, she is a no BS woman. And she, you know, I wrote a post the other night about one of the things that she said. And she said, do you really want it? Or are you just saying that you want it? And one of the things that I've done for myself for this business is burn the boats. You know, I don't have a plan B. This is my plan B. Like, being a coach is my plan B. I'm not doing anything else. You know, I want to see and build my business. So I know that I have to do the work. And that means getting out of my comfort zone. And that means having more conversations. And that means sometimes posting things that I feel kind of vulnerable about. And because I want to connect with more people and help them with their story and with their struggles. And sometimes they need to know that I'm going through it and I'm struggling too in order to find my strength. So that being said, we could continue to talk about Summit. I think I have a couple more videos. I didn't finish my Summit Success series this week since I was kind of blindsided by a headache. So my goal is to finish that and get those posted this next week. I need to talk a little bit more about leveling up, and I need to talk a little bit about volume and earning and things like that. So stay tuned for those. I want to touch on Morning Meltdown real quick because that is such a huge opportunity for us to level up. Product and program launches are amazing. They're gifts from corporate that we can use to build and generate more income, kind of like what I was saying earlier. So the workouts launch on the 29th. So we have a full, 8 days to really get our shit together and really level up with making this launch the best we can. We saw it, those of us that were coaches last year, we saw it happen with 2B Mindset. We saw it happen this year with Ultimate Portion Fix, and how there are things that people need. And maybe it's reinventing themselves. Maybe it's a brand new commitment. Maybe they've fallen off. Maybe they've struggled. Maybe they need 100 workouts. They need accountability. They need a daily devotional or a daily positive mindset shift, or they need to know that it's not a quick fix, that it's long-term, and that we're going to support them every way we can through nutrition for not just 100 days, but to make it a lifestyle and keep them going. So keep that at the forefront of your posts, your conversations, that you know, these next couple weeks, we can really work through the tools that we're given to share. So some things that I'm putting on my agenda this week. As I hit myself in the face with the book. And I'm going to dive into some of these recipes in here. And my goal is to share maybe a couple recipes this week in the group and on my social media, like just kind of thumbing through this and sharing some recipes and showing how simple and healthy. Like, if you really want to blow people's minds, make the Philly cheesesteak sliders in here, because people are like, wait, what? You're gonna have carbs? Like, that's absurd. Yeah, like, yeah, you can. Stop not eating carbs. You know, making some things from here, sharing kind of the behind the scenes of what nutrition looks like. Because I think people they're like, well, what's the nutrition plan like? And then you tell them, oh, clean eating and blah, blah, blah. And they can still add in Ultimate Portion Fix or 2B Mindset. And I think as a coach, it's like $50 if they sign up as a coach. It's
like 33 or something.
It's cheap. I can't remember exactly what it is.
If you are a coach and you haven't done it, you can get like Ultimate Portion Fix. I think it was 33 something. It was insanely cheap when I looked the other day.
Yeah, it's something cheap when you add it into their cart. So it's beneficial because they are going to get these containers too. if nutrition, if they're doing Ultimate Portion Fix. 2B Mindset is separate. They're going to get water bottle and guide thingy. Sorry, my mind is blown right now. I don't know what I'm talking about. But they're going to get those tools as well. So that is definitely something. If nutrition is something they struggle with, yes, they're going to get a nutrition guide with this. But if they want a little bit more in depth, I would strongly suggest adding in that extra nutrition stuff. And if you haven't used your $10 off coupon codes yet, you're going to get those, and you're going to be able to take an extra $10 off their challenge pack, as long as they're spending $160 or $140 or more. This journal thing is amazing. If you haven't ordered your thing yet, make sure you get the one with the accessories, because you're going to want to use this, and it's just really beautiful, and it's a great way to show your challengers that, like, this is important, that we're not just going to push play on workouts and just hope for the best, that we're actually committing to making it a lifestyle. So Morning Meltdown this week, teaser posts.
Whoa.
What's up, lady? She's just talking. Transformation posts for Morning Meltdown. Maybe you do a live video. Maybe you share some more of the workouts. Going back to those conversations, that fear of missing out is huge for a lot of people. We start on the 29th. I personally am not going to close out enrollment until probably August 5th, because I'm going to utilize this Morning Meltdown as kind of a segue into the month of August, with goals to hit Success Club in the first 5 days of August by still having Morning Meltdown 100 enrollment going. So I'm not going to announce that until probably close to the end of the month, because I don't want to worry about next month until next month. I want to finish this month strong. And I'm going to just keep enrollment open. So I'm probably going to make an announcement in the info group. My goal is to drive at least 10 to 15 more people into that info group this week. So I know that I have big goals for this month, and I'm really just going to utilize the launch of this program to do so. Going through stories, doing teasers and stories, sharing transformations and stories, Facebook and Instagram, and really just, and there is somebody had posted a Morning Meltdown email that she's sending to her customers, somebody in like the Boss Babes mastermind group or whatever. I will post that in the team page. I think I'm going to tweak it a little bit to how I'm going to use it, but it's just a Google Doc, and you can either copy that and put it in an email, or you can send a Google Doc to somebody via Messenger, whatever your preference is. In addition, new coach training kicks off kind of this weekend with a little bit of intro, and then Monday, and we're going to do 2 weeks of business basics. So if you have anybody, make sure that you let them know. And then what else? Next weekend is Super Saturday, Super Weekend. So like we were talking about Summit, getting to an event is key. Get to Super Saturday or Super Weekend next weekend. You can go into the back office and click on events and look up events that are in your area, and you can get to one. If you're local, get with me and come to our St. Louis one. We have Kevin Shaw, who is from corporate, that is coming to St. Louis to talk about coach stuff. He's really wonderful. He spoke a little bit at Summit, and he does a lot of trainings for diamond and above coaches. So Super Weekend next weekend, it's depending on where you're located, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I think Carl's going to Pittsburgh on Saturday. The super trainers are kind of scattered around, but take a look at the events in the back office and see what's close to you, and make it a goal to get to Super Weekend. And what's cool about this next Super Weekend is that it's an open house, so you can bring anyone with you. You don't have to be a coach to attend. If you have friends that are like, oh, I've been thinking about great. Get them to Super Weekend. They can try out workouts. They can try out samples of Shakeology, beach bars, all kinds of things, and kind of just get the whole coach experience. So open house this weekend. I think that's all I got. Does anybody have anything else?
You did it.
I did it.
Woo!
I did it. All right. Caitlin, do you have anything you want to add? I know you got a lot of good stuff going on over there.
No, I was just thinking to myself, dang, I need to do this every Saturday because Ben has been quiet this whole time.
Yeah.
Nope. But I'm really happy to be back in the game. I freaking miss you guys.
Yes.
You.
We miss you, lady. And you just
miss you guys.
you're just doing it. Like she's just doing the mom thing, signing up for the seat, showing her workouts, doing the stuff. That's what it's
trying. I'm trying.
Yeah.
It's all about priorities, friends. Priorities are important.
Right.
But no, thanks you too. I'm excited. It's good to be back.
Yeah.
Back
Happy
again.
weekend.
Shit is back.
Oh, am I the only one who kept saying to myself, boom, level up, boom, level up?
Nope, I was dancing. I don't know. Maybe you couldn't see me, but I was like, level up, level up.
Yeah, okay. All right. It's time.
Let's do it.
All right, guys.
All right. Well, everyone have a good weekend. I'll get the recording posted shortly.
Perfect.
Woo-hoo.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.